Good evening from Scott, your friend Scott, everybody's friend Scott. Let's talk about something. Do you see this old plow cultivator here? I'm gonna try to get it over here, and I've got a lot of sun in my face here, so I'm not sure how well it's gonna show up. But let's talk about this old plow here. If you look at one of my past videos, I actually mentioned, or I asked the question, excuse me, I got sinus kind of going on. Are you plowing new ground? And that could mean a whole lot of different things here. But let's just talk about this old plow cultivator here for a minute, okay? All right, here again, the sun's blinding me. I'm gonna try to get a good shot of it. I bought this old cultivator on what they call Peaches to Beaches. It comes up once a year. It's in the South Georgia area, where they just have miles of garage sales, rummage sales, things like that. Well, I bought this thing for $10 all right? You know, I thought if I never used it, it'll look good back in the man cave. Here again, excuse me, I got some sinus going on. Anyway, I did some asking around, and I talked to some of the old timers. I said, hey, what year do you think this thing was bought, purchased, or whatever? What do you think history is on it? The old timers say this was probably purchased between the 30s and say the mid 40s. And if this old plow could talk, what would it tell us? I think this old plow would tell us several things. Here again, excuse me, I'm sniffling. Must be the pollen out here. I'll try to get through this. It would tell us that everybody needs to be prepared. Now, I'm not out here talking about gloom and doom and, hey, the end is near and you're gonna run out of food or anything like that. But I know there was an old Boy Scout motto back in the 30s, 40s, or 50s, and I think the Boy Scout motto, and someone may want to fill me in on this or correct me, it was a very simple motto. It said, be prepared. Okay, very simple saying, right? All right, so if this old plow could talk, it would say, you know what? Don't depend on those voices to tell you that, hey, I'm here to take care of you. They're not going to be there to take care of you. I think the voices behind the old plow here would say, hey, learn some self-reliance. Oh, Lord. My nose is running all of a sudden. Oh, well. DIY, do it yourself. Doesn't matter. I don't know if you can see it over there by my pump house. Very small patch over there. It's got all kinds of things growing. And, of course, we have the big garden going on over here. Okay? But if this old plow could talk, imagine the person that pushed this old plow. My guess is he bought it from the local mercantile. He may have traded, or she may have traded some eggs for it, or probably put this on a 30, 60, 90-day pay plan at the old mercantile store back in who knows where. This was from the backwoods of Blackshear, Georgia. That's where I bought it from for $10. If this thing could talk, it would tell you, get out and plow you some ground. Do it yourself and don't depend on others to feed you. Now, I depend on others. I mean, we're in a society where we depend on someone else to get us through our comforts in life. But guess what? Getting back to some self-reliance, need to learn some of that, folks. You don't have to have one of these here to plant a garden, okay, by any means. But get back to doing some things yourself. Don't be dependent on others. It's a mentality. Okay, there's something else I want to say about this. No can be a wonderful word. We've got to start saying no. When you go into the grocery store and you see X product for $6 when you were paying $3 or $4 for it, you know what? Say no, don't buy it. It's not a ripoff if you agree to pay for it. Prices usually are based on demand. If the average customer is willing to pay it, why should they drop their prices, right? It's very simple. We as a society have got to say no. I couldn't start a revolution if I tried, but guess what? No can be a very powerful word. If we, the public, say, hey, I'm not going to pay $6 or $8 for a jar of mayonnaise, you know what happens? The price goes down. Simple as that. Hey, this is your friend Scott, everybody's friend Scott. Start plowing new ground. It doesn't have to be with a plow. It can be with new ideas. And let's learn some DIY, self-reliance, get back to it, and let's learn how to say no. Thank you for viewing. If you like what you've seen so far, like the channel or even subscribe to the channel. We're all in this together. Thank you.